And welcome back to my shop. Today's video involves sweet corn. Now about a month ago I had some sweet corn for dinner and decided to save the corn cobs because I've seen guys produce pens before with corn cobs, so I decided to give it a go. So this video is my first attempt at making a corn cob pen. So stick around and let's see how it turns out. Okay, so today's project, all of my parts are right here for today's project. This is in fact the remainders of a corn on the cob. Now the corn I ate was good. I've been drying this over several weeks and I applied some wood hardener to it. It's pretty hard now, and all of the relative hardware for a pen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down and drill it out and put it on my pen mandrel. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get this cut on the bandsaw. Okay, so here I've got my holes drilled out to accommodate the brass sleeve, and they slide in there nicely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue them in with super glue, let them set, and then I will sand square the ends. I'm going to scuff them up with some sandpaper just so that the glue holds. Do that to both of the brass bushings, or the brass. Okay, so now I'm going to apply some glue to this. And do the same to the other one. And we'll let them set. Okay, so on my shop built lathe mounted sanding wheel, I will get these sanded down so that I can just see the brass at the ends of both ends of each blank. Okay, and there they are. There's my two blanks. I'll get these mounted on the mandrel and I'll come back to you. Okay, so for those of you that haven't turned a pen before, you can buy these pen mandrels. You just have to know the size of your Morse taper. My chuck has a size 2 Morse taper. Some of them have a size 1. So you need to know what your Morse taper is. So anyway, the mandrel goes in. You have a bushing, then your blank, then a bushing, then your blank, then a bushing, and then a washer and a nut, and then your tailstock goes into a divot in the end of the mandrel, and that holds it nice and sturdy. And then you basically turn the two ends of each blank down to the bushing, and then you do whatever you want in between. I'm just going to try and keep this fairly simple because I'm not really sure what's going to happen. It could all blow apart, we'll see. But I'm going to use a scraper, a sharp scraper, and we'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to go on high speed as well, because I think the higher speed the better cut I'll get. And very, very light cuts. Okay, so I'm cutting just above center on high speed, and I'm going to take really light cuts. Okay, so at this point it's coming together. I think what I want to do is apply some thin CA just to harden it up a little bit more. Okay, so I noticed that the pen kit that I had earlier was missing the refill, so I just grabbed one of the other ones. Now this is just your basic slimline ball pen with the gold kit. So I'm going to put this together right now. I'll show you how I put it together, and then we'll have the complete pen. So this is the front of the pen. So I'm just going to press that. I don't have a pen press, but this is what I use. It's just a vise. That is in there. Okay, and the next section goes in here like this. Up to, there's a little line there. That's as far as it goes. That goes in there. There's a little grommet that goes in there. It's supposed to anyway. Right there, little brass bushing. Then the refill goes in there, like so. And then the back of the pen, there's the clip, and the end of the pen right there. Now there's a little bit of corn that's missing there, so I'm going to put this covering that up. It just kind of hides it a little bit. And again, I'll press that in with the vise. Those are my two halves. And you just push it together like so. And there it is, the complete pen. I'm very satisfied with it. Initially, when I had the corn cob, I stabilized it with some wood hardener, and then as I was turning it, to maintain its stability, I was adding CA glue. You see that in the video. And the final finish that I've chosen was a CA glue finish, and it is fantastic. It's the first time I've done it, and I really quite like it. I actually did put a little bit of Canuba wax on afterwards as well. Absolutely beautiful finish, and very satisfied with it. I'll definitely be doing that again. So thanks for watching, and take care. I'll post a couple of pictures at the end.